So usually I rely a lot on the ability to have lots and lots of layers. So I thought it'd be interesting to challenge myself to only use one, where a single mistake can have a huge effect. I decided that I'll be drawing Elliot interrupting my gaming session, and to add to the challenge, I am trying to recreate my usual style. I'll tell you how everything went while showing you a time lapse of me drawing it, and then I'll go over my thoughts of this challenge as a whole. So let me tell you how it went. So sketching was really weird. I had to use the tool I usually use for line art because the other one isn't so good at drawing on solid colors. And since I only have one layer, obviously there would have to be a colored in background from the beginning. I kept on, out of habit, attempting to use the eraser tool and my usual sketch tool. I eventually got a bit more used to it, but it never stopped feeling weird. After sketching, I had to figure out the work order from here. I'll just be taking you through everything as I go, but just know I had to put some thought into it from here, and it took me a bit to figure out how to do this. I decided to start with my background shape, and of course I wanted that to be a gradient, because it so often is. That was challenging with having to avoid the sketch, as well as not being able to adjust the colors with overlay layers. Then I had to add my usual outline. I actually didn't make it opaque enough, but once I could really tell that, I felt I was too far into the piece to really redo the outline. After that, it was time to color. I gathered some reference colors off screen for both me and Elliot, so those colors were really easy to pick out. Picking the other colors wasn't too hard. However, here's about when I realized that I'll be missing my overlayers a lot. I usually use those to play around with the colors to give it this more pinkish, dreamy look that I really like. I was gonna go through this challenge and that I was fine and it didn't bother me at all. Me bothered? Nah! Then it was time to get shading. Usually I use 2 or 3 layers of this with shade as the overlay setting. I now have to emulate that style with just my one layer. Not very easy. I decided to start with cell shading. As I knew how to do that on just the one layer, I ended up softening that a bit with my marker and blur tool, and moved on to adding some highlights. For the final thing, that will really reveal if I succeeded in making anything in this challenge, line art. Now, I do think some of the line art colors are too light, but by the time I realized I was too far into it, I didn't want to redo all my work, so I decided that I was fine with it. I finished the piece by signing it, and now onto my overall thoughts on this challenge. I can tell that I rely a lot on having multiple layers to correct colors, in order to create more cohesive pieces more easily. I don't think that's really a bad thing. I could maybe use some more practice picking colors to have a more cohesive color theme. I really realized through this challenge that I'm thankful for being a digital artist, where I can easily have as many layers as I want. I also decided to redraw this drawing because I thought it was a really cute concept and I wanted to see what it would look like if I did it how I'd normally do things. Anyways, bye!